Attention, prisoner 903-8970, you're up for parole.
American Arts Radio presents live from Chisel Multimedia Studios, Comics on Parole in Hollywood South. Here's your host, Dan Glazer.
Welcome to Comics on Parole in Hollywood South. We're a show about a little about Hollywood in the South. Right now, my co-hosts are Nickelbag Rick and David Roper.
Hey, how's it going?
And they're going to be the co-hosts today. And how are you guys doing?
Deluxe, how are you doing?
Fine,
Dan?
fine. These two gentlemen have a open mic, more than an open mic. They do a lot of comedy shows at the Strand Theater in Marietta Square. Let's show a little picture of the Strand. It's a beautiful, beautiful theater. Built in 1929, the year my mother was born. We can go back to us now.
Actually opened in 1935.
But it says 29 on the building. How is that possible?
Well, the building predates the Strand. It was part of a drugstore. It caught on fire, and then
really?
in 1935 they opened it as the Strand.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Very good history. Okay, so tell us a little about your open mic.
Well, we've been doing it. We're fixing to hit our 2-year anniversary this week. And we've started out when David first started the open mic.
Yeah.
9 people was there, and that was included.
It's an amazing open mic.
Thank you so much, because I come on board probably about 2-3 months afterwards.
Yeah.
We've been working as a team ever since, just to try to get it to be a bigger, better, stronger, faster, room. And like I say, we're hitting our 2-year anniversary.
And you have to be there. You better get there early, 6:30 or 7.
We open the doors at 7, start the show at 7:30, but I highly, strongly recommend that you get there about quarter till, because last week at 7:15 I already had 27
It was packed.
comics.
I mean, it took me hours to get up.
Exactly.
And not only that, they have a feature.
Yes.
And the feature gets their name on the marquee that you saw.
That's right.
And it only costs the feature $1 per light. It's $20,000 to have your name up there, but it's worth it. Really, you'll have your name in lights. Finally.
Yeah, we always make sure we try to take care of our features and put their name on the marquee and everything.
Gotcha. And you're doing a big show in
September 1st.
And the name of it?
It is the Comedy Grinders.
Okay.
And it starts at 8 p.m., $10 ticket. The comics on there are Greg Gilly, Helen Sexton, H.T. Rosen, Tyler Shook, Nickelbag Rick, my buddy over here, Tobias Dean, Derulio Ledger, Vanessa Stover, Alvin Kawhi, Yoshi Sodic, Lance Burson, Keith Vance, and it's going to be hosted by the very funny Connor Preston Bentley.
And thank you for asking me to be in it.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to be out of town. Very quickly, H.T. Rosen is getting very big now.
Yes,
He's traveling. He was just recently, he was going to be in a show with the mother on, what's her name on Everyone Loves Raymond?
Doris. I don't remember.
She passed away right before the show.
That's true.
And then he was in he has a comedy team called Jew and the Black Guy with Felix.
That's right.
And they were in a show with the girl that plays Crazy Eyes in Orange is the New Black.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think they call her Crazy Eyes.
Right, I know what you're talking
Very
about.
Very good. So, well, thank you guys. You can go now. No, I'm just kidding. No, now I want to go on to a little bit more of a serious moment. First of all, we do want to mention the passing of Jerry Lewis and Dick Gregory.
Yes.
Yep.
2 legends in their own way.
Right.
And very, very sad, but they've lived long lives, but they will be missed.
And they made the world laugh.
We're losing a lot of laughter.
We are.
If Dick Van Dyke, I'm going to be very upset. That's going to be very sad. Do you know he's 94? He's amazing. That would, although he's not a stand-up, it would be very sad. But this is sad enough. It's sad enough. Now I want to get on to, unfortunately, another sad note, but at the same time, this was a very accomplished man. We're going to do a tribute to Colonel Bruce Hampton. Colonel Bruce Hampton you're all familiar with him.
Very much so, yes.
He's
indeed.
a legend in music.
Yeah.
He's had several of his own bands, played with the Dave Matthews Band. But not only that, he's been in 50 different films. One of them, most notably, Sling Blade. He was a friend of Comics on Parole. He's come on several times. A truly, truly nice man who passed away at a concert of his own birthday concert. I was talking to, he said, Dan, get some tickets to my concert. And I got on, it was sold out in 1 hour.
I believe it.
And they had all kinds of big name stars, including, who was, I'm losing my mind, the star in Sling Blade.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton was in it. But it was very sad, but he at the end of the concert, he passed away. And very sad. They should make a movie about this man. But I'm not going to talk about him any further because this will tell you everything about him. So let's go to the first clip. In the 70s, he an unprecedented 6-figure record deal with his band, the Hampton Grease Band, correct? And he continued his career devoting himself to creating pure art rather than attempt commercial successes. This resulted in an amazing, influential 50-year catalog of music and philosophy. He's dubbed the father of jam band scene and is considered the guru in the music industry. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Shake my hand again. You are not considered the guru in the music?
I'm a third-string catcher.
Said on the internet you were a guru in the music industry. Let's go to the next clip. Well, let's start from the beginning. Now, I just briefly, when I met the Colonel, I was with Jerry Farber, the famous Jerry Farber. He took me to, what was it called? Dog?
Family Dog.
Family Dog, and introduced me to the Colonel. And he told me he was a musician. I didn't know in what depth he was. And if you go on YouTube, on the internet, you'll see. Put Colonel Bruce Hampton. It's amazing. But he told me when he was a little boy, his daddy would take him to see Dick Van Dyke at the Wits End Fair. Explain that.
Yeah, well, that's how we started talking about. Well, we used to go to see the Wits End Players.
Yeah.
It was at Gene and Gabe's, which is Smith's old bar now, and it was like 75 cents to get in.
Right.
And you know, we would. My uncle would give Van Dyke illegal cigars,
right?
Sell them for $1, and I was just amazed they'd give $1 for a cigar. You know?
Right.
And so we went about it, I think, every Sunday. I mean, this is 60 years ago.
It's amazing. You know, Dick Van Dyke didn't get a start here. He just happened to be traveling through.
Well, you know, he wanted to stay here, I always heard. I talked to Phil Erickson, you know, and he was going to stay here. Yeah. He loved Atlanta, and then he went to Hollywood, and things, you know, took off.
I was very impressed, because he's always been a big hero of mine.
Yeah, he's a good cat.
Now, tell me how your music... Were you a musician as a child, as a teenager?
I never have felt like I mean, I wake up every day and I go, what am I going to do when I grow up? So I never felt like a musician. Or, I just show up, and, you know, Woody Allen said it best. He said, success is showing up.
Right.
So I continue to show up. I don't get fired, or I don't, you know, die or quit. And so I continue showing up.
At what age did you start doing music?
I was 14, I think. I went to a gentleman brought me to a gig. His name was Harold Kelly, and he said, come sing. And I said, you know, that's like operating on bulls in Bulgaria. I had no idea what that meant.
Right.
And I got on stage, and I've repeated the story 100 times. But the first song I sang, it worked, and it was great. And then the next 20 years, I was trying to find the tonal center.
Right.
That first night, I said, this is it. Yeah.
Just your speaking voice, I can tell. Without hearing you sing, I could tell you have a singing voice.
Oh, man.
Very good. In fact, to show you the depth of this fine musician and comedian, but we'll get back to that, play the clip, Basically Frightened.
Okay. Here we go.
I've always been blown away by the Colonel.
I definitely think he's the father of whatever quote-unquote jam band or alternative scene there is.
He's just a musical genius.
He may well be the Vincent van Gogh of rock and roll music.
The eye of the hurricane, the distressed calm, is Bruce Hampton.
Bruce is the 8th wonder of the world.
Our jaws were dropped just watching.
It was definitely the most far-out thing I'd ever seen.
I was always sort of a little bit afraid of him. I may still be.
I'm basically frightened of moral turpitude. I'm scared of politicians who have no hobbies.
He's a mess man. I love him. He is a chart-topper troubadour like myself.
It was like meeting some kind of elder statesman. It was like meeting the leader of a country.
Bruce has a knack for finding the best players around.
He gives musicians a lot of freedom, and I think that's why so many great musicians came out of his band, because they were able to get a voice.
He's kind of like a guru to a lot of people.
Before I met Bruce, I almost gave up music a couple times. I definitely wouldn't be where I am today musically or career-wise if it wasn't for the Colonel.
We started taking lessons from them.
I think he impacts our life every day and in every way. I don't see an end to the impact.
He taught me about leaving your ego.
Now you started out as attempted to be a comedian about 30 years ago. Is that correct?
About 30, 77 to about 84. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
tell us
I
about
worked Jerry's club a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, Jerry.
I got a new tune and some compositions entitled "The Thrill." Goes something like this: I stand on the hill, not for a thrill, but for a breath of a fresh kill. And never mind the man who contemplates doing away with license plates. He stands alone anyhow, baking the cookies of discontent by the heat of the laundromat vent. Leaving his soul. Then like in poetry, I go dot, dot, dot. You know, kind of off center. Then I drop down. And then I go, leaving his soul. Part in the waters of the medulla oblongata of mankind. A damn good song, wasn't it, Dora? You like that song? All right.
I don't think that's right. I believe the dot, dot, dot come between medulla and oblongata. Well, it did.
The dots are where I say they are. Melody and tune. That's your trade term. You're a tunesmith.
Look out, here it comes, the blazing sun. Boom, boom, bang, bang, look out, here it comes now, that blazing sun. Despite the mist contrary to unclean animals, the woman wells cameos to impress the tourist. Say goodbye. Stuff's starting to kick in.
Thank you for tuning in to Comics on Parole with your new host, Johnny Knapp. And his sidekick, Earl Hampton. Music by Jody. Tune in a couple of weeks when we don't know who will be on, but they will be here. Thank you so much for tuning in to Comics on Parole in this special musical edition. And thank you, Josh Harris. We'll see you at your show. Thank you. Over now.
Live from Chisel, Multimedia.
Of course, that one video clip was Sling Blade.
Right.
And you saw John Ritter and Billy Bob Thornton
And Dwight Yoakam.
sit together. And then at the last of this, you saw Colonel Hampton played with Johnny Knapp.
Right.
Johnny Knapp goes way back. He's played with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Bing Crosby. There was no musician or singer and no celebrity he did not know.
Oh, wow.
And what was interesting, he used to play at he played at all the movie premieres.
Oh, okay.
And he used to play in a nightclub, and he said if you thought Johnny Carson was funny, he was much funnier in person. He would come in the nightclub, in the bar, and tell jokes, but he was much dirtier. But Colonel Hampton will be, he's one of the nicest, most humblest guys in the world, and he will be very much missed. So we just wanted to play that little tribute.
Absolutely.
To him, too. Okay, so now we want to get on to a few comics. This couple we're going to be showing is Jody White and Dale Jones. They're actually married. And I saw them recently at the Punchline. It's a hilarious couple. And they're not a comedy team, but they always perform together. And they're just a very unique married couple. They're a lot of fun to watch. But before we go into the comedy, there's something that every comic should see this. This shows how painful comedy really is. This little clip put together by Jody and her travels and the experiences many, many comics do undertake traveling for very little money, but they love what they do. So let's play this first, Jody's mental breakdown.
So, people are always wondering what life on the road as a comic is really like. And that it's got to be really glamorous. But here's the reality. Today, I've got 824 miles more to drive on a 1,000-mile journey. The cruise control's gone out on my car. I'm tired. And I don't know where to find the energy to make it the rest of the way there. But I gotta find it somewhere because 50 people have already bought tickets to pack out a little coffee shop in northern Wisconsin. And they're excited to come out tomorrow night. And it's one of those days when you wonder, what the hell are you doing driving all over the freaking country? When you're probably going to sleep in your car in a rest area and you're eating crappy food on the road. And you don't make quite enough money to support yourself or pay your bills and your bank account's depleted and shit's going wrong with your car. But you gotta keep going. Because people are excited to come see you. Or people are excited to come laugh and get away from their life for a little while. So you do. You stop at a rest area, you have a little breakdown on I-80 West somewhere between New York and Wisconsin. You pull yourself together and you get going again. It's not easy. Always being on the road away from the people that you love. Always being alone in hotels. And being away from your family and your kids. But we do it for the laughter. We do it for that few minutes on stage each night. So next time you go out to a comedy show, instead of walking by the comic on your way out, treating them like a leper and not even making eye contact, take a second and say, hey, I'm not sure where you came from, I'm not sure where you're headed to, I'm not sure how long it took you to get here, but thanks for coming. Thanks for driving however far you drove to make us laugh and to make us forget about life and all the shitty stuff that's going on in the world these days. It means a whole lot more than you know. This is the glamorous life of a comic. Life on the road.
Well, that when you see this show, we really can't hear what's going on, but when you see this will touch you.
Right.
That you'll cry like a little girl. You'll have to hold him in your arms when you watch that because it's very true.
Right.
It's very true. I mean, she was driving a BMW, and you saw BMW on the wheel, but it was a stolen BMW.
Okay. Because I want to cry in a BMW for sure.
Anyway, okay, Jody is very, very talented, so let's take it on to one of her sets.
I just got started too young. That was the problem. I got married the first time at 18. And the traditional wedding, you know, big church, long white dress, ring bearer was my son. Is that my daddy? Well, that's what he thinks. Poor kid, I was 17. He was conceived in the back of my mom's minivan. That was my first car accident. That's exactly how I told my mom, too. Hey, had an accident in the car. No, I'm fine. Just a little knocked up. Not going to be covered by Geico. I think I got rear-ended. Not like that, y'all. Don't be nasty. People judge you. They judge you when you've been divorced this many times, too, and I don't think it's all my fault. Like my first husband, he was really into blondes and whores. I'm sorry, that was redundant. They're all grown, they're blonde, they didn't even get the joke. My girlfriends judge me more than anybody, which is stupid. They're always on top of me. They're like, seriously, what's wrong with you? How the hell do you get divorced 3 times? What's wrong with you? I'm like, there is nothing wrong with me. I'm just a southern girl whose daddy taught her to fish. I thought everything was catch and release, catch and release, catch and release. the last thing my girlfriends told me. They're like, Jody, don't feel bad about getting older, because these days, 40's the new 30. Bullshit, right, ladies? God, I wish it was, because at 30, I can still get out of a speeding ticket. Now I just get a second one for indecent exposure. 30, I go out partying with my girlfriends, worry about somebody slipping something in my drink. At this age, I gotta slip it in my own damn drink. And that's weird, waking up naked in your car in the parking lot. It's a cop hanging on the window. Ma'am, are you okay? Have you been violated? I'm like, oh God, I hope so. And at 30, when I went out, I was pretty damn confident. But at 40-something, after 3 kids, I know if I sneeze hard enough. Don't you bail on me now, bitches. You know there's not a cross-leg move strong enough to stop our tickle sometimes. Oh yeah, one way or another, by the end of tonight, I'm gonna be wet, just not how he had planned. Do you remember the first time you sneezed too much? I was like, holy shit, my water just broke. I take a little twice before I got up here tonight. Damn it, I ran out of those pad things, so I just threw kitty litter in there. I guess you'd call that kitty litter. Middle-aged is sexy, and ladies pee in our pants, body shapers, Lord Jesus. My girlfriend, I made a goal to get out of it this year. She said it's not enough to eat unless you got to work out too. She took me to my first Zumba class. Have you guys been to Zumba? Yeah, do you guys like it? Oh, whoever said no, I'm with you. I thought it was a little scary. Yeah, because the girls that go all the time know all the songs, all the routines, right? My first time, all of a sudden the song came on, the room split in half, and half the room was coming at me like this. I thought some kind of Zumba West Side Story gang fight was getting ready to break out. I got scared, punched an old bitch in the face. Stay down, Betty, stay down. Didn't warm up first, kicked my leg, pulled a muscle in my vagina. I'm like, damn it, stop the music, I got the gingery. I don't know if my HMO covers the gingeries. You gotta do something though, because I think for women, no matter how old we are, no matter what size we are, when it comes to our weight, we all have our breaking point, right, ladies? Yeah, and I think it's that moment when we're standing on the scale in front of the mirror and realize our belly's sticking out further than our boobs. Damn it. Time to get bigger boobs. Do you ladies have these? Do you have the Spanx and body shapers? Some of you. Look at the young ones just looking at me like, we don't even know what those are. Pay attention, bitches. I'm your future. For those of you that don't know what they are, I'll explain. They start way down here. They suck in and pull everything. I was a 36A before I put it on tonight. I told my husband, you want to get with me, you better be a thigh man, because that's where this shit came from.
Very good. She's a very, very funny lady. And we're going to go on to her husband, Dale. But Dale and Jody, you could see them. They come to the Punchline once or twice a year. It's a great show. So right now you're going to see, there are no words to describe the energy of this particular comic. His action, his movement and action speak for itself. Let's take it to Dale Jones. description. And now we're going to go on to a set, but you can buy that DVD at DellJonesComic.com, and JodyWhiteComic.com has a CD. But right now, let's hold on to your seat because you're going to see his set. Take it away.
Sweet. Hello, my name's Dale Jones, and this next joke goes out to the ladies. I love saying that because I'm surprised some women, most women get that look like, no thanks, we got some, thank you. We ordered earlier. You got that look. I'm not weird. I just have different crayons in my box. And my favorite color is potato. I had to pay to get in here, too. Okay. This is why I'm not allowed to do the announcements before the show, because I would say something stupid. I can't help it. I'd be like, hey, welcome to the Comedy and Magic Club. Please pick out your weapons and may the odds be ever in your favor. Heard one person clap. Oh, that's a good idea. I've been waiting to stab a bitch. And I'm a country boy. I grew up in a rural community, and the problem with living in a rural community is I can't say the word rural. I've never been in rural. I've never been. It makes me think maybe my dog did know how to talk, and he was trying to teach me how to say it. You know, every day. Rural. 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 You know what? From now on, you poop outside. Here's where it gets weird. My home address was rural Route 1, which means I was afraid to run away from home because I knew if I changed my mind, nobody could understand me. I'd be at the police station for days. I live in rural Route 1. Like 10 years later, what happened to that Dale kid? He's a cold case. What I'm trying to say is I don't sleep well. Don't sleep well. I don't. Don't ever go to bed and count sheep either, because when I got done counting, 3 were missing. I spent the rest of the night forming a search party. I was so worried about these sheep. My dream turned into an episode of Law and Order. But it was a weird episode because I was showing pictures of sheep to sheep. So I'm like, have you seen this, you? Look at you when I'm talking to you. I don't think I need to tell you guys. I didn't go to college. This is it. There's no plan B. I'm serious. If I don't get famous, I'm going to end up in a nursing home telling jokes for yogurt. I'm going to be the old man that tells knock-knock jokes and then forgets who's there. Like, knock, knock, who's there? Get the hell off my porch! All right, so my name's Dale. We covered that. I'm biracial. I'm half sperm, half egg. To be honest, I don't know what I am, and that upsets me. A lot of people know where they come from. I went to my dad, and I go, hey, where we come? What are we? And he goes, you are a mistake. One person. At least he knows. I know I'm related to Pocahontas. I saw the paperwork, and I didn't believe it either. I don't look like I'm related to Pocahontas. I look like I'm related to a corn dog. I don't even know what Pocahontas did. I knew she was a model for Land O'Lakes butter. Also known she did a dirty movie called Pocahontas. So, accident. I was just flipping channels. I was like, oh, Meemaw, no! This is Meemaw. It's a big one. I don't have ADD. I know you think. I don't. I'm going to tell you why I don't, because I went to school in the 70s and 80s, and back then, they didn't have it. It had not been invented yet. You know what they called it back then? Stupid! I heard that every day, and then I'd have to sit in the hallway and think about something I did that I'd already forgot. The joke's on them. I learned more in that hallway than I learned in home ec. Here's what I learned. I learned if you take a pencil and you put a piece of gum on the end of it and you throw it up on the ceiling and you watch it, after a while, you're going to need an eye patch. I don't know why my wife married me either. I don't know why anybody would look at this and go, woo, break me off a piece of that crackhead. This is my second wife. You know what that means? I found 2 women with poor decision-making skills. It's not all her fault. We met at Lens Crafters. I'm pretty sure this was blurry. And I walked up to her and I go, do I look better or worse? And we don't have kids. You seem worried. I want to have kids, but a jury of my peers said no. So I'd like to have a daughter, and I got a perfect name picked out for her. Beautiful name. Here it goes. Syphilis. Wait for it. Nobody's going to have sex with syphilis. I understand. That's the joke that got me kicked off the Disney cruise. Yeah, they didn't like me on the Disney boat because I was more animated than their people. Don't ever go on a Disney boat. Then people are miserable. The kids are running around happy. The parents are just looking at the floor all day going, I'm not getting laid. I've seen Frozen 500 times and I'm not getting laid. Up yours, you let it go. I don't care. If I pay that much money for a boat ride, I'm going to have sex to the songs. I don't, you know, just... Under the sea. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in the most delightful. You ain't never had a friend like me. That's it for me. I gotta go. Thank you.
Very good, huh?
Yeah.
You like?
Yeah.
They'll be at the punchline. Come to the punchline once or twice a year. They're very, very. Got to go see them. These 2 should have. They should have a sitcom. And Dale, his manager is Chris DePetta. You used to own the punchline. Jeff Foxworthy.
Yes.
Some big names.
Right.
They need a sitcom.
I agree.
Speaking of sitcoms, you do an impression of
Hank Hill.
Do your
King
impression
of the
of
Hill.
Hank. Yeah, do your impression of Hank.
Well, I'll tell you, Dan, it's been a mighty big honor to be on this show, to have somebody from little old Texas to be over here with you. I tell you what.
You do any other impressions?
Oh, yeah, I do. Like Ren and Stimpy, Krusty the
Oh, do it. Do Ren and Stimpy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Oh, rapture, Ren. Shut up, you fool. We're on TV.
Who else you do?
I do Krusty from the Simpsons. Let's see.
Carl the bartender.
Hey, that's Mo the bartender. Hey, hey. Live TV. What a kick in the gut. I do Carl from Sling Blade. That we.
I'll do that.
Alrighty then.
That's good. That's better than Billy. Can you say anything else?
I reckon I could, being on your TV program or what have you.
That's very good. That's
you
very good.
Biscuits with mustard if I come on this show here.
You're out of luck. Yeah, that's very good.
Alrighty then.
Okay. And then there's a show, a Thanksgiving show, right?
Yes, Pranksgiving. It will be our second year doing that.
Yeah.
At the Strand.
Yep.
And when is that?
The day before Thanksgiving.
Yep. Thanksgiving Eve. It'll be at 8 o'clock. Ticket prices will be $10. We haven't announced the list for that yet, but that will be coming up very soon.
Okay.
And it was a huge success last year. We're trying to double it this year.
Okay. And say goodbye to the crowd by saying thank you for in the Sling Blade voice.
Alrighty then.
Thank you for tuning into Comics on Parole.
Thank you for tuning in. Comics on Parole.
In Hollywood South.
In Hollywood South.
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time there.
When we don't know who will be on.
We ain't got no idea who's going to be on this show.
But they will be here.
They said they're going to be here and whatnot.
Thank you for turning into Comics on Parole. We'll see you next time.